Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finale of Revisiting the Campaign series. The series where I go back and play the For Honor campaign, review each mission to see after 6+ years if it still holds up to the test of time. Now before I start, normally I never do this, but if you're coming back to watch every single campaign video, I highly recommend subscribing. I make new series like this every couple of weeks. I want to keep things fresh for you guys, and I want to see what works. At 2,000 subs, I'm going to be hosting a Money For Honor Duels tournament, specifically for subscribers only. The tournament has no requirements and more will be said once we reach the goal, so if you're interested, hit that funny button. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yes, the test of time. If this is your first time watching one of these, I'm going to be testing each mission on 3 categories: level design, story, and fun factor. Once I've rated all 3, I will combine to make an official score for the mission. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the final of the campaign. Duty starts off reminding me how much I blundered back then when I picked, yet again, another female character. Unlucky. I decided to change my feats from passive damage negation and bigger health bars to always dealing 15% more damage. This was, this is going to be a mistake I would soon regret. After the loading screen, we are introduced to our new main character monologuing off screen. This first cutscene shows the aftermath and ongoing effects the Vikings had on the samurai, as yet again, the Vikings are planning a raid attempt on another samurai fortress. The main character was sent to jail a long time ago, and seeing as the Vikings are breaking shit, our loyal friends decide that they're gonna break some shit too.
But my friends, my daimyo, saw an opportunity.
Now with us out of jail, we don our armor yet again, and get a quick observation on the attack. Ayu tells us that they only came here to get me out, and their plan was to leave the city. Begrudgingly, we don't want to leave, and we're given a hint on why we were in jail.
This is how you ended up here in the first place.
Nevertheless, we decide to defend the oncoming attack. We caused some property damage, move from rooftop to rooftop, engaging Viking raiding parties. Yeah, remember when I said, I'm gonna regret this? This is why. Oh my goodness. Well, Meiji does her best Timo impression. And uses poison mushrooms to suffocate this goddamn poor raider. I play a bit of Bloons Tower Defense. And wait for the Vikings to come running at us. Nose. Oh my. Dude, that's sick. Why was this never put in the real game? I love the poison, but I know why it's not in the real game. This feat is a placeable stamina draining and poison cloud. It sounds absolutely fucking broken, and I'm glad it's not in multiplayer. After a long defense, we push the Vikings all the way back to the main gates. While trying to get the gates closed, we get a surprise attack by some, of course, old friends yet again. Oh. After successfully defending ourselves, the Blackstone Legion stormed the main palace, killing the Emperor off-screen and imprisoning the 5 daimyo. Apollyon kills the fat guy because she discriminates against obese people, based, and asks the rest of the daimyo if they want to take the Emperor's place.
Would you be Emperor?
After I kill the rest of them, I'm coming to kill you.
A wolf. Leave the palace to Seijuro. The others can fight for the scraps.
Who do you think you are?
War. I am war.
The level design takes a lot of inspiration from Market Town, but is so much different from it that I barely even recognize it. There are feats scattered around the place, and if you want to go out of your way to change how you fight, you literally can. We get our first tower defense aspect of the mission. Personally, I think this takes a little too long, but it could have been worse. When the knights come storming in, I'm glad it's not fully a cutscene, and the blocking on the knights on the horses is unique. So I'll give the level design a nice 7 out of 10. Now the storytelling of this mission is great. The last time we saw it, Apolllyon was in her war room talking about her next plans to recruit enemies to have a bigger, long-lasting war the Vikings are still on the offense, raiding the samurai, but this time we get to see it from a different perspective. And even when you think you've won as the samurai, here comes Apollyon yet again to kind of shake things up and make it not victory. She abuses the fact that the Vikings have pushed the samurai into a weakened state and just storm the palace instantly, killing the emperor and having the daimyo kind of fight for this power and then killing anyone still absolutely honored and loyal to the emperor. This causes a lot of discourse because if you want to live, you must de-announce yourself from the emperor and try to take his place. This is fantastic storytelling, and yet again, just shows that Apollyon is smarter in her crazy lust for war, but she still knows what she's doing. So it's a 9 out of 10. I'd give it a 10 out of 10 if we saw how they killed the emperor, because again, off-screen deaths are not very good. So the combination of level design and the story makes this level a lot more fun than what it actually is, because a lot of it is just killing different Viking heroes in any way you want, and then defending a tree for fucking 10 minutes. But the story and level kept me hooked, so I wanted to continue it, and nothing ever got too stale, other than, again, the 10-minute long tree. I will give the fun factor a nice and honest 6 out of 10. So overall, I give the opening mission, Duty, a nice 8 out of 10. Very solid start, Samurai. The thing that hurts starts off as us playing Ayu now, aka one of the daimyo Apollyon took to the mire to fight the other daimyo for power. Yet again, not skipping a beat with the story. Love to see it. Apollyon takes a good look at us and our weapon, and then sets us free, wishing us good luck on killing the other daimyo. This mission is very simple. The game gives you 3 remaining daimyo positions, and we get to choose who and when we want to fight. I say to take on the closest daimyo, Kaizan. I'll pick up some poison traps somewhere along the way, and I take the fight to Kaizan. These archers turn me into a fucking pincushion. Ow, ow, damn. And then I take the actual fight. Ah! Yeah, Kaizan fucking 2-shot me, giving us the first death and begrudgingly deciding to fight him again. You wanna guess how that went? Oh, that's really funny. I could like walk up to him and just do this. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Oh my god, oh my god. Everything's going wrong. Everything is going wrong. He hurts so much. I cheesed him with poison traps for a bit, confident I was gonna win, but I didn't kill those fucking archers this time. I go again and take the fight one last time, yet again, not killing the archers. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Fucking dickhead. Really? Ah, there's so many arrows. Please, I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm back. But Kaizan is now dead. Second comes to fight me, and the archers decide to really give me the full force of fire on me. These arrows, man, damn! Tell them to relax. Tell these arrows to chill. I finally decide to deal with them. Stop! Damn! Move on to the next daimyo, Dokuza. The second I got near Dokuza, he decided, a 3-on-1, he was just gonna fucking leg it, running me into the entire army and then deciding to fight me. Didn't go as well for him. Guy. Leaving one daimyo left. I really got lost in the mire this time. Like, really lost. After 5 minutes of helplessly running around, I found Ranja, who upon getting up, instantly had revenge. Lucky. She insults us for disturbing her praying, then we take her on in the final duel. After a long back and forth with Ranja, she eventually does go down on the first try, leaving just me with every daimyo's army coming to surround me.
I had done it. Our Emperor is dead! The Blackstone Legion has done this! Apollyon wants us to go to war with ourselves! I refuse! We are being forced into a new age.
Vikings.
What?
Apollyon would regret leaving me alive.
I mean, level design, I mean, it's the mire, again. It makes sense story-wise, like, why we're here, but it's the fucking mire again. That being said, the fact that the level takes off the leash and allows you to explore the entirety of it to complete your objectives is a really nice way to do it, so it kind of makes every playthrough you do, it gives you a new way to tackle it every time. So you know what, replayability value is always liked in games. So I give it a nice 7 out of 10. The story is a bang yet again. Apollyon's plan is unfolding perfectly. Having all the daimyo in one area, told that the last person left standing gets to be emperor, is great. Around the map you see it unfolding, where two different groups of samurai are beefing with each other over territory and power. You can see the story unfolding without it being spelled out for you. Very good job. 8 out of 10. This is piggybacking on how open the level is. They place you in the world and tell you to go and just have fun. This is always fun. Any game that allows you the freedom to decide how and when you're going to do something is normally always good and fun. 7 out of 10. I think genuinely thinning the herd is going to get an easy 7 out of 10. Yeah, this mission kind of sucks. Picking up the pieces starts off back in control of the Orochi on Ayu's warpath. This is quickly cut short by the Viking war horns, and our new objective is to yet again run around the mire. But I will give it credit, I'm allowed to go wherever I want yet again, so it makes it less of a drag. After reaching Ayu and the rest of the gang, we are surrounded by a massive amount of Vikings. After quickly dealing with the Viking chieftains, we watch how Ayu unifies the rest of the daimyo's armies.
A lot of dead daimyo around here. I was stopping a civil war. Guess the Emperor was wrong about you.
Our neighbors are persistent.
That they are. Secure the dock. We'll meet you there.
And we are tasked with taking the docks. After another long fight across the mire, we are met with an old friend, which is just really nice to see. Yeah, as I said, this mission kind of sucks. It's over already. It was an 8-minute long mission, and there's nothing really to talk about. But here's the try anyway. I mean, what do you want me to say about level design? It's the mire again. This is the third time we've been on the mire, and we were just here last time. I excused it easily with the 7 out of 10 because the last time we played it, we were from a different perspective and there was a different objective. But now I'm just kind of doing the same thing again. I physically can't say more than I already have. 4 out of 10. I mean, I also can't say much about the story either when it comes to this mission. There's just not really much to say. And we see Ayu is a strong leader, and we are hinted that the now dead Emperor didn't see or doubted her leading capabilities. We get to see our Raider again causing chaos, leading the War 1 off-screen and now on-screen. But other than that, I'm just here to find my friends. I don't know what I'm supposed to really say about the story. It's 3 out of 10. So the level design is bland, and I'm forced back to the same map with a different enemy. It's just not very fun, and it doesn't really help the game. It doesn't try anything new in the first place. And it's just an 8-minute long mission. 2 out of 10. Picking up the pieces really feels like a mission people can speedrun on their off time to get a new world record, and that's its only use. I'm gonna give the mire. Picking up the pieces a 3 out of 10. You might as well have fucking called it the mire. Thankfully, Unity is way better of a mission than the last one. Starting with the cutscene bugging, I have no idea what caused this, but the speed of the cutscene just did not match the voice. So let's try that again.
A fortress within a fortress.
Seijuro! Our people bleed! Put down your weapons!
Then end this, and kneel before me.
Seijuro wasn't giving up, and he had strong warriors at his side. But we had numbers. We just needed a way in.
With Ayu at the front gates being pelted by arrows, we make our way in. I can't remember her name, Momiji. The game gives you a courtyard, and if you're not paying attention, you could spend more time here than you really need to. After figuring it out, we hear Seijuro's
No match
horrible
for
speech.
steel.
Her army outnumbers ours. They will reach our wall. We will die.
What a shit speech he's giving. After mentally battling the thought of running in and wasting my time, I moved on to the rest of the buildings. We run into what I like to call the Run Ender, and I call him that for good reason. Oh. After begging Momiji to finally start the gank, we finally kill him and move on. There he is. Here's a part that everyone remembers, the funny elephant part. Plain and simple, make elephant mauled and run into the gate controls.
I don't think that's a very good idea.
Oh! Please work, please work, please work, please work. Oh, well, that didn't do fucking anything. Oh my god! You shit!
You are outnumbered! Put down your swords!
Ayu has to take a literal double take on what the fuck she just witnessed, and this leads to an uphill battle towards Seijuro's palace. Once getting to the doors, I walk into the palace room and get ambushed. After dealing with the ambushers, Seijuro decides, that's enough, just kill me.
Execute me! I will be remembered as the greatest warrior our people have ever seen. These warriors won't follow anyone else.
You will be forgotten. The Emperor's champion will defeat you.
The Emperor's champion is rotting in a cell in the lower city. you.
Champion.
That's betrayer. Hero, more like.
Seijuro was one of the greatest warriors of our people, and I have been sitting in jail for 3 years.
Goodness heavens. That probably would have just fucking killed me. Wow, that's really bad. Oh my god, he's delaying his shit. I know he has revenge. He's not popping it. There we go. After a long fight, instead of killing Seijuro, we decide it's more beneficial to keep him around and alive as a commander to help lead the armies against Apollyon. He of course sees this as dishonoring him.
What are you waiting for?
When his only other option is to kill the person who just bested him in battle, he's left with no choice. He knows his troops won't serve under a person who loses and then kills another person. Reluctantly, Seijuro decides that serving is more honorable than taking our place.
You are a great warrior.
I won't serve beneath you.
Then slay me. Take my place. Command our armies.
You've gone mad.
Apollyon did this to us. Not Seijuro. I will not fight the Legion's war for them.
Well, this level is actually pretty good. I like how the game doesn't tell you, yeah, go cut that piece of paper door over there, but lets you figure it out. This is Ubisoft's attempt at a stealth mission in a game, and I feel like it's like it traditionally tried to be one, but it can't be because it's for honor. But there was still the attempt. The final act where you duel Seijuro is absolutely breathtaking. I mean, come on, how is this not a duels map in multiplayer? It has been years of no new maps, and this gem has been sitting in the campaign unused since 2016. 8 out of 10. The story is good, seeing as IU has killed every daimyo that would attempt to take over as emperor, other than the man who was given the palace in the first place. Instead of just killing him, they realize that the people loyal to Seijuro are a lot stronger and more loyal than the other daimyos. So keeping him around to command his people against Apollyon's forces is a cool change of pace for storytelling. The story isn't fantastic, but it's continuing the premise on building up the army to take on Apollyon, so 6 out of 10 I think is a very fair ruling. Okay, bear with me. Elephant level is cool, but other than that, Elephant and Seijuro's fight, there's not really much fun. As I said, this was supposed to be a stealth mission. It feels like stealth, but there is no stealth when enemies lock onto you across the building, and you're also set down a linear pathway, so there's no ways to get around. Maybe there is, but I just wasn't exploring. Again, this is a stealth mission that can't really be stealthed too well, but the elephant exists, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think Unity is going to get a very fair 7 out of 10, and it's just a good breath of fresh air yet again. Honor is the first mission back into Ashfeld.
To her own people, as she had been to ours.
And I'm met with a very annoying first objective. I still, to this day, don't understand what calling full block even does, and I move on killing every night patrol, but at a slow pace. After a long run, I made up with Momiji, and our new goal is to take the foothold in Ashfeld. So we decided this remote castle is a perfect spot, unknown to us that there is an entire fucking army in these walls. So after the longest 3 minutes of my life, the Hall mission was complete. Momiji spots a warden leading a group of knights away from the fortress and decides that we should follow them to see exactly what's going on.
Unorganized. I saw a warden leading a group of knights away from the fortress. We should follow them. Apollyon's borders were open. Who had done this?
These knights were held up at a cathedral where we finally get to see the goat himself leading a rebellion with Holy Cross.
I know that one. Warden.
Are they rebelling? Can they do that? I think we should leave.
Why?
From our holdout mission to an escort mission, we are now tasked with getting Momiji to safety. For the entire time, she is out of stamina. After we make our way to the bridge, we have to protect Momiji from being killed. Just like the last mission, she is completely useless. Are you fucking kidding me? But for some reason, nobody actually wants to hit her. After yet again a long protection of hearing Momiji constantly out of breath. Oh my god, I get it. You're hurt. Stop panting like a fucking dog. We help her over the bridge. We were woken up by the warden himself and led to one of the best cutscenes in the game.
We are not your enemy, champion.
You executed the Imperial family.
We are no longer Blackstones.
I love everything about that cutscene. The way Warden isn't actually trying to kill you, but just disarm you, deflecting your blade with his hands. It's really fucking cool.
His name is just the Warden.
The fight isn't
really
necessarily
cool.
hard if you have the right feats, but it's a pretty even playing field. Warden is the first AI I have fought in this campaign to actually also use feats. And you know what? It makes sense, since before in the campaign, when we had control over him, we also had feats to use. It doesn't feel cheap in any way, and it actually gives me a little chuckle when we both pop Stalwart Banner at the same time. Okay, he hurts. Okay, you need to chill for a bit. Aw, you motherfucker! Honestly, I think that's the best damage I get. But after that being said, after a long fight, the Warden finally bends knee. Orochi is in charge. Orochi has a change of heart and decides to spare Warden instead of killing him. I'm just gonna let you enjoy this cutscene.
I was right. You are the Emperor's champion. Your army will find the path to the Blackstone Fortress clear.
Is that Mercy as well?
Good luck.
I had taken my measure of that warden. Once you cross swords with someone, you know their heart.
Level design really isn't anything special. I'm gonna be 100% honest. The only good thing about this mission is the duel with Warden, for many reasons, but I'll get on to that later. The hold on mission takes way too long, and so does the escort mission. All that being said, I still give it a 6 out of 10 for just the duel alone. The story is yet another amazing script right. When you first get to Ashfell, the place is littered with dead insurgents, and they are all knights. This shows that Apollyon is just killing anyone who just doesn't have the same goals as her. When we make it to the cathedral, we are met with a large number of knights abandoning the Blackstone Legion, where we see the Warden for the first time since he abandoned the Blackstones. But what takes me by surprise is that Holden Cross is by his side, someone who is so very faithful to Apollyon's ways. Yes, he had new doubts on her ethicality towards the other factions, but he remained by her side through it all. Later, Warden takes us alive and tries to help us instead of killing us, even after we slaughtered his newly formed Iron Legion. But again, he doesn't, and yet, when we attack him, he never actually tries to kill us. After the fighting is said and done, the Warden tells us that he is the one that broke all the blockades and borders to Apollyon's castle. He points us to the right direction, where we see Stone, Mercy, who has also joined the Iron Legion. We know Stone was a commander of the Iron Legion, so it's no surprise he donned his old colors, but Mercy was also a Blackstone since we met her. It seemed like the long speech Warden had after fighting Goodmunder really touched Mercy's heart. The fun factor is solo carried by the fight with Warden, and the engagement of the story and the level design just doesn't help it that much. I did enjoy the level, but the freedom we normally get with other missions is kinda lost and replaced with generic holdout, wave-based defense, or escort missions, with no real threat of losing. There's not much else I could say, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I think Honor rightly deserves more, but I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 just to be safe.
Reinforcements! Do not lose this courtyard.
The samurai have breached the second gate. Here they come! Master, Iron Legion, outside our walls.
There you are. And what are you doing, Holden? At last. Move! Hold the samurai. I'll deal with the Iron Legion.
Oof, now the final mission of the entire campaign. It's named after the person who started it all. Very poetic. God, what a beginning to the mission. We witness Apollyon single-handedly dealing with the samurai and then locking eyes with someone who has just betrayed her. And instead of feeling anger or a negative feeling, she basically welcomes the fight. The final push was to have the samurai break through and destroy the catapults to make the knights and the samurai have an easier time entering the fortress. After dealing with the catapults, we lead our army further into the citadel in an attempt to find Apollyon. Now in the main citadel, we are tasked with now blowing up and destroying doors, pumping out reinforcements. After witnessing a magic trick...
Oh my god, I killed him! No! He's dead! Oh, here he comes.
All the doors are now blown up, and we must push again further in an attempt to find Apollyon. Yet again, I'm shown another amazing duel map just collecting dust in the campaign.
This is a sick duel area, hello? Ah, okay.
Now we are forced with the average hold down clear waves type defense. After getting through, we finally come face to face with the woman of the hour. Have I mentioned how much I fucking love Apollyon?
the Dawn Empire have arrived.
Yield. Face justice.
I'll pass. I have found her.
As a character, everything about her is just fucking amazing. She's literally coded to gloat in the fights if she's winning. After a long gank, the area we are fighting gets obliterated by catapult fire, and we are forced to continue the duel somewhere else.
Come.
Okay. Now don't worry, I'm not going to skip the final fight, but yet again, this fight is just as intense, and the threat of her killing us is always real. After a long fight, we take the offense, but as we are fighting for our life, APOLLYON just seems to enjoy this just a little too much.
Death waits for us all. A warrior is someone who does not let that stop them from doing what must be done. Come, warrior.
It would be the end.
Creation from. You didn't see this coming, did you? Ah! Oh my fucking god! Don't kill me.
Fight, champion. Make it count.
Fuck off. I got too scared. I'm sorry. I'm such a bitch.
You surprised me, champion.
I lost. Why did I lose? I thought it would be lame to cheese her with poison traps and constantly healing, so I wanted to be cinematic. And a well-earned win, but in the end, she won. Now, the fight resets, and I grudgingly go through the fights again. Reaching this fight, I made sure I was going to lose this time.
It would be the end.
That fucking hurts.
You are so talented.
That's what I was scared of. Oh my god, it still hurt like a bitch. Oh my god, the hyper armor.
I didn't think it would be you.
It's over. We will have peace.
Peace. So, what happens now? You all just go home? You came into my home. And you brought your armies. What did you think would happen? Peace? That isn't how the world works. Don't speak to me of your virtues. Duty. Kinship. Honor. You've forgotten what you are.
You want war. Only war.
All I want is for you to admit what you are. All of you. My wolves.
You know the rest.
7 more years of bloody war.
Apollyon played us all. One against the other. For what?
To weed out the weak.
Why did you call us here, Cross?
I didn't. I was sent by the new Lord Warden. To make amends.
How dare you? Thousands of my people dead!
Well, here's your chance for vengeance.
We've shared our stories, like your Lord Warden requested. Now, why are we here?
Peace.
Peace.
Even if it were possible, we're no peacemakers.
Is it an unworthy goal?
Well, no. Is this how it starts?
It would have to start with us.
We will die in this attempt. You know that.
But it would make a worthy tale.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Everything about this is a fucking 10. I don't care what you ever have to say. This mission is the best mission in the game, and there's no mission that comes close to it ever. I'm going to yap so fucking hard about this mission story. It's so fucking amazing. Oh my god. The fight with Apollyon is so goddamn good. The entire time we fight her, we are trying our hardest, but she for some reason is just enjoying it the entire time. She is losing, but she is enjoying the feeling of losing. And I could explain it so fucking well. This entire time, the entire thing this campaign is for, was for Apollyon to want to breed soldiers to have some everlasting war. Thinking the human nature was made in God's image for war and only war. The Blackstone Legion is her area, the Warborn only exist because of her, and the Warborn regain strength to attack the samurai, which she spearheads by killing the emperor and causing discourse in the ranks. Again, causing a war between the daimyo and having them kill each other. Every main character only exists because of Apollyon's actions encouraged them to fight in some way, shape, or form. She is a fucking mastermind behind literally everything in this game, and she's an amazing example of Ubisoft's reputation to make compelling villains that are always overshadowing the main characters. Even when she loses the fight, she actually just wins mentally. When peace is about to be declared between the knights and the samurai, the Warborn show up and ruin all the hard work they had just worked on. The Warborn, as I said, would never exist without Apollyon's influence. So as the Warborn fight to separate themselves from her, they are just doing what she planned. She planned to have every army in one place to cause another great war, and each faction played right into her hands. You came into my home, brought your armies, and what would you think would happen? Peace? This isn't how the world works. She is saying you brought 3 of the armies to the same place and thought in the midst of all this battle, everyone would stop fighting, sit down, hold hands, and sing Kumbaya. All I want from you is to admit what you are. All of you. My wolves. Even when she's dying, she reminds you that this war between the factions, these warriors that took up the mantle to fight, only fought because of her. Whether it be just for a cause, to fight for a just cause, to fight oppression, or to bring justice. All roads start with Apollyon and end with Apollyon. And the final cutscene reveals that her plan did work. 7 more years of long, bloody war. In the end, Apollyon won. She may have died, but the damage she did will never be forgotten, and she will always be remembered.